This is a great angle to get a Zeus kill on Nuke, but what you might not have noticed is there's actually a gap in that box that you can see through and shoot through. On Overpass, you actually can self-boost onto this sandbag if you get smoked off. And if you haven't noticed, there's only 5 CT spawns on Mirage now, and the best 3 of them still beat the best T spawn to middle. These are 30 CS tips your friends probably don't know, but first, before we go any further, I want to thank the sponsor for this video, Leadify. Leadify is an AI coach that allows you to improve faster by analyzing your Faceit or matchmaking games and giving you insight into your weaknesses as well as personalized training. Leadify has also implemented a team finder area on their website that will match you based on your skill level, schedule, and ambition, so you can find like-minded players outside of my YouTube comments. Whether you're beginner, intermediate, advanced, or you're a professional player watching my videos trying to be as good as me, Leadify is the app for you. It's also free to use, so give a click to the link in the description and head on over to leadify.com. Probably the best change in CS2 is that they removed one-way smokes, but there's still other ways to abuse smokes, like this one at connector, because the edge of a smoke grants a lot more visibility when you spam through it. So if you use the edge of this smoke, you'll occasionally get a glimpse of an opponent, and then you can spam through to finish them off really easily. And from the other side, it's really hard to actually get the right timing. The standard way to smoke top mid is to get on the garbage can and aim at the antenna, which is still effective, but it does force you to molly off connector, otherwise there's a huge gap. However, this new smoke from beside the garbage can will block off all visibility for you to get to the boxes. Although nothing is going to stop someone from nading a top mid smoke and getting the kill anyways. Over on Inferno, which sucks in CS2 by the way, we've got this really easy self-pop flash at Coffins that I saw in an Austin video. Or this Anubis pop flash from Twist that I saw in a Nard Out Here video, where you can throw it on the fly, which is really effective early round, or you can do a perfect lineup like this and peek with it late round, or if you're smoked off, you can throw it as a nade for potentially an even more effective play. A play that's always been effective on Mirage has been to lurk B to aim duel against their B anchor, who's usually their worst player. Unfortunately for Donk though, Kerrigan has this bumper off angle with an AUG that allows him to beat even Donk, but doesn't allow him to beat Zontix's nade. On Anubis, a map that doesn't suck in CS2, you might already know that you can really easily spam the B bomb site plant through this wall, but there's a slight lineup for where their head should be, although you might just want to aim lower for the guaranteed 60 damage. After you get that kill, or even if you don't, this is a really effective flash to use for the retake because it doesn't blind your teammates until you get around this corner, and it'll even blind an opponent in E-box. If you play B site yourself, then you probably can't throw the retake flash, but you could throw this one to allow your team to take B main, which if thrown perfectly, won't blind your teammates. Although I would still tell them to turn personally.
Hey, you're finally awake.
If you were watching the Major, you might have seen this play.
Oh my god, alive with 2 HP.
And it really looks like Apex gets CS2'd, but that's actually a feature, because he throws his smoke into a gap where there is no Molotov. Molotovs in CS2 are actually very consistent, and one of the glitches from CSGO, smoking the corner of a Molotov, not putting out the entire thing, no longer exists in CS2 unless the Molotovs spread around a corner. But something about Molotovs pros have been complaining about a lot more consistently is this: if you're in the edge of a smoke, a Molotov actually won't do any damage to you until you're surprisingly far through the smoke, and this can give you a pretty big advantage depending on the angle. One of the most common spots for this is A on Ancient, where Acor here almost dies to the molly before smoking it off, and then he dies right after. But if this game had taken place today, what he might have done is move into the smoke and still get a kill. One way to combat that is your model texture detail, because having it on low looks terrible, but it does often give your opponent this weird outline through the smoke of a Molotov that can make them easier to see. And moving on from that to the other side of the map, this double-click jump throw molly is one you probably already know if you play Cave, but is worth knowing no matter where you play on this map. And this one is a lot less common, but possibly even more effective, because it's going to stop that same Cave player from actually contesting you in Cheetah. And timing-wise, it prevents them from doing anything without you knowing about it. But most likely your opponents aren't going to know about that molly, so if you want to contest Cheetah, this is a really effective flash to throw to actually kill people swinging on you, especially if the person swinging on you is Monacy with an op. Now this angle from Niko I saw in a Nard Out Here video, but the angle might actually be stronger than even Nard realized, because crouching in this angle, if I put a bot here, you can clear all the way to car and it looks empty, and then you jump up and that player can see you as you're in the air, which should be a free kill. Now of course, you're still gonna end up dying if they molly you out, but Niko does use this in a game against FaZe. Frozen thinks he clears it, but didn't, and because of that, Niko gets a kill and wins his team the round. Just kidding, Frozen and Brokey win a 2v4. If you want to play from this series that actually won their team the round, this Util set from Rops is pretty much standard, where you nade the smoke just as it's about to land, slowing your opponents and making them easier to spray down. If you want, instead of that, you can throw this slightly riskier smoke nade combo that lets you more safely push through it. Because from their perspective, they can't see anything unless they full commit to being inside of Trophy Room. Or you could throw this very similar lineup, but with a flash in order to full blind yourself. Or if you're good, you can use it to push instantly and get some kills in lobby. On Overpass, to begin CS2, this was the most common smoke I saw to begin the round. It landed pretty deep on T stairs, but blocked a lot of vision. This is the most common Util set I've seen recently, and I saw it about 100 times when I did my donk video. This is the lineup for the smoke, then you just move over slightly and throw this lineup for the Molotov as you pass the second wall of divider. This is what it looks like thrown in tandem. And if you're Niko, you can use that without a flash, or with a flash if you want, to get aggressive and look for some kills. If you're on the other side of that, you might throw something like a flash to try to get through that smoke, get the kill, and then want to go quickly towards the A site, in which case this on-the-fly Molotov for jump up is insanely effective at blocking the rotate. You just aim at this portion of the wall and jump throw just before you hit the bottom of the stairs. Just make sure you don't get shot in the back from connector. A Util set you can throw without worrying about being shot in the back is this one on Inferno. It's a 3-part full banana Util set with this Molotov, then this smoke, then this flash to take full control of banana if your team wants. If your team is the one throwing the smoke molly combo, you can always throw this flash that I've seen Rain throw for the last 7 years in a row. It's not a perfect pop flash, but it's always nice to throw utility yourself rather than rely on your teammates. Because your teammates probably still throw the stairs smoke like this, which is terrible, and please don't do that. If you want to throw a good stairs smoke, you can throw the stairs and jungle smoke from this spot here with a double click jump throw and then a left click. So this is a double click jump throw, then left click at the top there, and that's a perfect stairs jungle smoke that only requires your teammate to drop you a smoke. Then if you want, you can still silent jump across stairs by tapping S just before you land. And supposedly you can do this jump while holding shift the entire time, but I'm simply not good enough to do that. Just like Diha is not good enough to do the silent ladder drop occasionally. And neither am I, but most people know you can go silently up or down a ladder by looking up like this and tapping W and D several times. That makes absolutely no noise, and you can do the same thing in reverse to go down a ladder. But the fastest way to drop down a ladder silently is actually to drop all the way down, then tap to connect to it just at the end while holding shift. This actually existed in CSGO as well until near the end when they changed it for some reason. The tip to do this effectively is that you only attach to the ladder when you use a movement key. So if you fall in the direction of the ladder, you can be hugging it without attaching until the very end. Now, if we go back up the ladder, any upper player should know this Util set towards Squeeky to stop any vent drop or upper rush. Part of the reason it matters is that a molly will actually break the vent cover in CS2, which makes it a lot harder to know if someone dropped vents or not. If you throw the molly correctly, it'll bounce inside of Squeeky if the door is broken open, or hit the door frame if it's not and stay just outside. The reason for the nade is partially to slow people, but mainly to break open the smoke and see if someone's going for the vent drop. And I know what you're thinking, but Voo, won't the nade break the vent cover anyways? And no, nades don't break the vent in CS2. And the nice thing about that molly is because it spreads around the corner, some smokes actually won't even put it out. Now a molly on not Nuke is this molly nade combo from heaven on Anubis that can help you get aggressive. Alternatively, I see most pros throw it with this lineup that takes half a second longer but is a lot more consistent. If you're attacking rather than defending on Anubis, you probably already know this smoke molly combo to take control of A main. You can pair it with a flash or just pre-aim the obvious angle that everyone plays. If you want to take control of the same area but without going into the water at the beginning of the round, you can throw this double-click jump throw smoke, then flash off, and you can easily bounce a Molotov into the same area off of the pillar. After you've taken A main, obviously you can silently get into the water by shifting down the stairs, but getting out of the water, you probably already know as well. Jumping out makes a little bit of noise, just not much, but if you shift into a corner entirely, jumping is completely silent. But getting into the water silently from any other location is a whole lot harder. You might have noticed that if you uncrouch in the air, you make almost no noise, but it's highly inconsistent. However, a trick you can use is uncrouch just before you start to fall, and you will very consistently be almost completely silent. Although you're not 100% silent, if there's any utility thrown in mid, they probably won't hear you. But they definitely won't hear you if you want to silent drop out of apartments after smoking arch and mollying lane with this lineup I saw from Rob's. I actually couldn't get it 100% consistent just aiming at the same spot. However, I found a lineup using the tip of my AK that is 100% consistent. You just uncrouch right before you hit the ground. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, click on this other one YouTube thinks you'll like.